Originally started this channel the beginning of the year because I was going through what most people would consider a midlife crisis. I was really burned out on the career that I had been working on for the last 20 years and just kind of finally realizing that it wasn't going anywhere. And after talking to a bunch of friends and seeing a bunch of buddies of mine kind of going through the same thing, not necessarily with their career, just like in this midlife crisis, we're all at that age now. We're in our 40s, mid 40s. And it seemed like a lot of us were just super depressed, some with, families, some going through divorce, successful businesses, successful just jobs in general. And it just seemed like everyone was just hurting in their own way. And I decided to finally, I guess, reflect on my life, maybe kind of figure out a new path. And I was like, I'm going to start doing a YouTube channel. I never thought of it as like my new career path, but I was like, maybe just like talking these things out, flushing these things out. A lot of my family watches the channel, so maybe they can get a better understanding of who I am and where I've come from, or where I'm coming from, and why I am the way I am. So, like I said, I wasn't sure what I was gonna do for work, and nothing sounded good. Everyone kept offering me jobs. I went interviewed at a buddy's company, and that they do cabinets, and I went and talked to them, and I'm like, it's just more of the same hand labor, building cabinets. It would have been different. It would have been interesting for a while until I got familiar with the job, and then I would have just got annoyed with it. And I haven't made a video in the last couple of weeks because I did take a job. My wife's company that she works for offered me a job, which is a complete 180 from what I've done my whole life. I'm not a computer guy. I know very little about how to use computers, but they offered me a job in a very entry level position doing like basically data entry. She works for a mortgage company. So they need someone to gather all the loans that they have out each day so the penny pinchers can get an idea of how much money they have floating around, I guess. I'm not really sure what I'm doing. At my age, the money's shit. It's not good money, but what can I expect for getting hired on to like such an entry level position with zero computers, zero mortgage experience? Like I totally understand it. I wasn't expecting to make good money, but it has its perks. And I thought it was gonna be, I was pretty resistant at first. There was too much of the feeling of going back to school, essentially. Like everything I hated about schooling, but it does have its perks. And a lot of those perks are, I get to work from home, which is amazing. Like if I had to drive down the hill to where the city is, it's a 45-minute drive. If I had to drive down the hill to the city and go into an office and clock in and sit in my cubicle with some managers walking around all day, making sure I'm staying on task, I would have absolutely, there's no way I would have taken the job. They sent me all my equipment to my house, so me and my wife got all of our computers, both of our computers set up side by side. And I picked it up a lot quicker than I was expecting, just because I know so little about using computers and stuff. Now, I'm not saying that I'm some genius and I picked it up quick. I usually do pick most things up fairly quick, especially things that I'm interested in, which I wouldn't say I was interested in this, but I did want to learn more just about how to use a computer, I guess. You know, I've been doing the YouTube stuff. Maybe eventually, I wanted to start like a print on demand store, but a lot of my, what should I say? I won't say fears, but a lot of the reason why I haven't really jumped into it yet was because it is so much of like managing stuff on a computer, you know, downloading files and designing t-shirts and stuff. And I was just intimidated. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for, intimidated. So I haven't started that yet, but now I got a little more confidence in using computers and stuff. But the job is pretty chill. You know, because I'm working with banks and banks are uploading their information for us at certain times of the day. Like I have like certain time periods where I gotta check this website and check this website or their banks. So check these banks, check these banks throughout the day. So there's little windows in between where I can go and hop on the treadmill for 20 minutes and do a run. I can work out for a little bit, you know, dropping my son off at school or picking him up from the bus stop, you know, preparing dinner. You know, we're both at home, so it's pretty easy. You know, we could still watch out after, you know, we got a 11-month-old at home right now, so we both work from home, so we're here all day with him, and it's working out pretty good. I mean, maybe eventually, I don't want to say that like now I'm like this corporate guy and I'm working on computers. Maybe eventually, I already asked my wife, I'm like, you know, this was pretty easy for me to pick up. I don't know. So I totally glossed over that. So yeah, I don't want to say that I'm some super genius and I picked it up super easy because I'm so smart. The lady that taught me, even my wife had commented, she was like, wow, she was a really good instructor, you know, or good trainer. You know, she trained you really well. And, you know, like the first day or two, she just shadowed me. She's in California and I'm in Texas. And she just, you know, walked me through everything on the computer. We were on the phone all day long. And she's like, walk me through, do this, click here, da 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 da. The next day, she was on with me, but she let me do everything. And she let me make a mistake and then let me figure out the mistake. And then if I couldn't figure it out, she would, okay, this is where you messed up, blah, 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 blah. Then like by the third day, I was kind of on my own. I had to message her a couple of times, like, hey, I forgot how to do this. I forgot how to do that kind of thing. And she was like, you know, just walked me through it through text message, didn't even call me. And, you know, here I am a week later and I'm on my own. I very rarely need to reach out for help. A lot of the help I need to reach out for is like login information. Like that's another complete nightmare. Is there's so many banks that they deal with and different ways of logging into each bank, and it's a madhouse. I will say though, I've had so many labor jobs where you're outside shoveling all day that were less exhausting than this. I've worked 12-hour days digging ditches and been less tired. Granted, I was younger, but like the mental part of like staring at a computer screen and like learning all this super new to me information was rough. So like that first week, I didn't work out once. I haven't made a video in like a week and a half. I did build a pretty bitchin' paddleboard though for fishing, and I posted a video to my other channel. Maybe I'll post it here so y'all can check it out. It's pretty cool. So I've been fishing a little bit again. So yeah, I just wanted to, it's never too late to try something new, you know, especially, you know, if you're super, you know, like me, you've always made a living with your hands and stuff, and you're like, there's no way I'd get some computer job. If you're able to score something as chill as this, you know, working from home, now granted, you know, a lot of people, you know, they reach a point in their career, you know, whether it's construction or whatever, and they're making crazy money, and then it's a huge step back, like obviously financially, like far as the pay scale, because I don't have a leg to stand on. I can't say I need this much money because I know this. I didn't know anything, so I didn't have a leg to stand on. I didn't argue the salary. I didn't even know what the salary was. They sent me all my information over for like, because it's a corporation, like you have to do all this legal mumbo jumbo. I had to take some sexual assault course or something, SA course. There was a bunch of stuff in there that I'm not used to having to deal with. Actually, I just got an email the other day that there's like some orientation thing that I have to sit through now, and just dumb stuff that I I'm not used to having to deal with. But it is a good new start, and I did talk to my wife. I was like, I picked this up fairly quick. Is there other stuff within the company that would be as easy for me to learn, that is worth more money? So maybe eventually it'll lead into something else, and it still allows me the time to make these videos. Like, I don't have to start till 8 o'clock my time. Actually, I can start whenever I want, but I'm learning that because I have these windows. A lot of the banks we deal with are like on the East Coast, so I'm learning that these time windows that I have to like check each bank wasn't really jiving with starting super early my time, which I'm not too happy about because I do like to get started early in the morning, but it allows me time in the morning now. That's why I'm making this video today, because I realized I got a half hour or so in the morning after getting Troy to school. I have about a half hour to kill before I gotta clock in and get started. So I'm gonna try to do videos again, get back to the routine. There's some few things I want to talk about. Texas just recently made the Delta 8, Delta 9, which is basically weed, marijuana. They just made it illegal again. There was some loophole that the stoners got over on the government and got that passed. Or it's a long story. I'll go into it. And my son's freaking out, saying that everyone's gonna buy. My 20-year-old son, everybody's gonna buy, street weed, and it's laced with fentanyl, and your kids are gonna die. Rah 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 rah. So I want to give my perspective on that. I've been watching a lot of debates on just religious debates on Christianity and Orthodoxy and Catholicism and Protestant, and there's just a lot that I've been absorbing lately. So I'm going to get back into talking about where I am with my faith. Just everything that the channel was originally meant to be. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Things are going okay. I don't really have a lot to complain about, I guess. It's going pretty good. So maybe tomorrow or the next day I'll get into more of the content that I originally wanted the channel to be around. Till next time.